Usually, I don't make these kind of videos, but it just happened that I wanted to make this video just because he owns the garage of BMWs that I would own. But yeah, that's like the reason why I really wanted to shoot this. Joined by my buddy Jade.
What's up, guys?
This friendship kind of started, I guess I'll take it back all the way to where like we started. So my parents ended up getting a house in this neighborhood, and the house was getting built. So kind of regularly we'd come on Sunday and look at the house. And one of the days I just decided to drive my E36, and it was already like straight pipe, no muffler. And I was just kind of driving through the neighborhood, and I guess Jade heard it. And then I saw, like, I'm coming up the street, coming down the street, I saw another E36, and I waved out, and I'm thinking, like, usually it was super stock. So yeah. I'm thinking, like, oh, this is like some old guy that like owns this super stock E36. And I'm like, he's not even going to wave back. And then you stopped and you were like, yeah, and we started talking about it and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of just like how it started.
We both go to school together?
Huh? Oh, yeah. And then it ended up being like the weirdest things. It was like, so his mom lived in the neighborhood that I lived in before. We went to the same exact school. So it's just like super close, small world. Jumping into the E36. What was the process and how did you acquire this car? Like, is there any like crazy story behind it?
Yeah, so to me it's a little wild. For some reason, I've had two of almost every car I've had. I don't know why it happens that way, but I had the 87 E30, and then I had a 91 E30. But I sold the E30 to buy the house. I only had the GTI at the time. It was my wife's, and we were kind of sharing. We bought the house, and then I was looking for an E36. There's a guy, Rian, in North Carolina, and he had a four-door. He had a sedan. It was a blue one. It needed a lot of love, and I was considering buying it. My mom was like, "No, that's not the car for you." And I was like, "What do you mean, man? Let me just buy it." She was like, "It's not the car." So what I did was I just waited. I kept looking. One day I'm at home. I'm working from home, and she's like, "Hey, I found your car." And I'm like, "Yo, what do you mean you found my car?" She's like, "I found the E36. It's parked outside Walmart. It has a for sale sign on the car, so it wasn't listed online." So crazy story behind that was she video calls me, walks around the car. It's this exact car. It's a black 93 325 IS with cream interior. And I'm like, all right, I'm coming. And she's like, actually, I got the lady's information. I'll come to your house. So she drives to my house. I call the lady. She doesn't answer. I call her again. She doesn't answer. So mom calls her and she answers. And she's like, hey, I'm driving. I can't really talk. So mom calls and she's like, hey, I want to buy your car. Can I meet you? And she was like, I'll meet you later. She was a little skeptical. Come to find out, bro, her husband was the second owner of the car. The first owner owned the car until 2017. Her husband bought it from him, but her husband got sick. I go ahead and I try and buy it from her. We negotiate and go back and forth. She's asking $4,000. We are currently 3.5. I'm trying to get her a little lower. But as we negotiating, bro, these two guys walk up and they're like, hey, we want to buy the car. Now I'm trying to negotiate and I'm like, it's pointless negotiating because these guys are going to offer her what she wants. Long story short, I just said, hey, ma'am, I got $500 right here. You can hold on to the cash. Let's meet up on Saturday.
Until Saturday, that was how many days from the day?
This was on a Tuesday, bro. So I was so ready to get the car, but I had to wait.
I would have been worried because if you guys watching don't know, that E36 hype is insane. Like,
it really is.
If it's not gone today, it'll be gone tomorrow. So I would have honestly been worried. I'd have been like, look, let's go to the bank right now.
Crazy, bro. I was so ready, but she wasn't ready because she wanted to get somebody to come with her. She wanted to get everything. Bro, I ended up getting this car. It came with an office Office Depot or Office Max, one of the two, but like one of those boxes, you know, when somebody gets fired and then they walk out in the movies with a box, it had nothing but records, bro, from new. It had the log date from every time since 93 when this guy bought the car to the time he sold the car to her husband. Every time he put gas in the car, bro, he wrote down everything on a small little book. This car was crisp, man. The plan was, I saw the car, and then Mike from Stansworks, he had a set of BBS Impulse M1s, which are these very rare set of wheels. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible to get, but it's hard to get. They came in 17s and 18s. I basically bought that 2 days after I got the car, and the wheels arrived almost a week later.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of how the drug started. It's a two-piece set of wheels, and they're pretty dope, but the plan is to rebuild them, go up to three, or set it to three-piece. I'll keep it at 17s, but I'm going to do a Radinox lip. On my previous E30, I had Radinox lips on the BBS RSs, and I think it set it off, so I want to do the same for this.
I love this car so much. Every time I either come over to Jade's or I go ride in it, it just makes me want to keep my car pristine and not just like drill a whole bunch of holes into it and do everything right. But so I remember you mentioned to me like you wanted to do track days with it, right?
Yeah,
Is that still the plan?
I'd like to get it into some track days. I think I'd have to raise it a little more in the rear. I'd like to get some ground control front and rear end links, just so I can adjust with the camber a little more, just to make it a little more track oriented. But I'd love to track the car. It's on an M50, so it's not the most powerful motor, but it's good enough to have a little bit of fun in it.
All right, we'll move on to the newest car of the collection, the E46 M3.
Yeah.
So how did it come acquiring this car? Similar story?
That's wild. So it's very much similar. It was a Monday and I was at work, and we had some interns, and they were like, "Hey, we're going to Chick-fil-A. Can you give us a ride?" As I'm driving, I full gas, and then we go to Chick-fil-A. As I park and I'm walking in, I see the silver E36 mobbing in. And I'm like, damn, that shit's clean. Next thing, I see an old lady, 74 years old, bro. 74 years old. The other lady I bought the E36 from was 72. She jumps out the car, and I'm like, "Hey, ma'am, I love your car." And she's like, "Oh, do you want to buy it?" Yeah, I'm trying to sweet talk her. Like, I'm trying to throw her off. She's like, "Do you want to buy it?" I'm like, I was actually looking for another E30, but I was like, man, my wife's going to hate me for this. But I was like, how much do you want for it? So we went back and forth. She told us price. Then I said, tell me a little about the car. It's a one-owner car. It has 58,000 miles. He has proof of receipts and documents. He's been sick for the past 7 years, and he couldn't drive it.
Damn.
And he died last year.
Damn.
So he died in 2021.
Damn.
She was just trying to get rid of it. And I asked if I can come test drive the car. I went and test drive the car. Unfortunately, the car is SMG. The SMG pump was on its way out. Like, the car was literally jerking like this as I was driving. Take the car to BMW on the Friday. Obviously, you know, BMWs and screwed him over. Got a list, bro. I got a laundry list of stuff that was wrong with the car. And it really was nothing, bro. They said the SMG pump, the whole SMG pump is going to have to get replaced. They charged like $7,000 for it. I put a $4 fuse in and it fixed that. And it's like, it helped me to negotiate for the car to get it as dirt cheap as I possibly could.
Right.
And it's just a phenomenal car, bro.
There's no shame in the game. I don't know if y'all picked that up.
Yeah.
But go get the highest. If you see anything that's wrong with the car, go get the highest quote you can get and show the owner and be like, this is what I'm going to have to spend.
Yeah.
There's no shame in the game. If you got, you got.
But I highly recommend the PPI. If you can, pay the dealership to do it. They cost a little more. However, when they give you that laundry list of things that they'd recommend, and they always have the highest prices because labor's high, use that as a negotiation strategy.
Yeah, don't get it twisted either, and like get your car and it's got everything messed up in it, and then you guys go list like it's been in 3 accidents, and you guys go list fit for like clean title. Don't do that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you got to finagle.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get it as low as you can, and the prices are crazy right now, so you guys got to do what you got to do. So what's your favorite thing on that car?
Smooth, man. The motor is just next level. Like, I think a lot of people build hype up around the S54, but the S54 is just that good. The car is planted. Like, in a turn, there's no hesitation with if it's going to take the turn correctly or not. The car is just, it's a powerhouse for when the car came out.
So what's your least favorite thing about this?
Least favorite thing is 100% going to be the transmission. S&G isn't bad, but it's not phenomenal. Like, it's jerky as can be first and second. I mean, I take my foot off the acceleration while you got to shift. Going down in speed, it's like it automatically goes down, but you have to tap it. So it's a weird transmission, but it's not that bad. I mean, SMG is just, I'm not a fan of it personally. Some people might like it. Power to you, but I'm a manual kind of guy.
All right, we're gonna move on to this one now. I would tap it, but Jade's particular about his paint. No, I'm just kidding. If you guys don't know, this is the F80 M3.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing about this car?
Man, the curb appeal, bro. Like, if I'm ever driving another car, my mom or my wife is driving this, like, when I see it coming behind me, it just looks so aggressive. When those lights on, and at night, the power, the way it puts it down. I can't always say what the car is going to do if I have it in sport mode, which that's what I like about it. The TTRS was very numb, but other day it was raining, man. I was driving, I took off from a light. Next thing, the car lets out in the rear end, and like, you got to kind of control it and figure it out. So it's fun, scary but fun, because you don't always know what it's going to do.
Right.
The last thing I'm going to do is hit a curb.
I think you should take it to the track one time.
I definitely do. I would want to warm up on the E36 and then take it with a little more power. Last thing I'm going to do is hit a wall. I don't think my insurance would like that.
I think you could take it to the drift track. I swear a lot of people will drive these.
And I think that's the difference, bro. A lot of people know what they're doing and I don't. So,
I think, but they all start somewhere. I'm not telling you to drift this. I'm just saying.
No, we'll get there, bro.
Tell you to, but
yeah, nah, I need to. We'll take it out when it's wet one of the days, and we'll see what it's about.
If somebody were watching, which one out of all of these would you recommend? Like,
I would say E36, bro.
Really?
E36 would be my answer. This car is phenomenal. It's a little pricey to upkeep. I mean, the crank cover is around $4,000 to do a tune. I mean, it adds up eventually. E46 is a dope car. Maintenance is also a little high because if you haven't had the big 3 done, you got to do rod bearings, vanos, and you got to do reinforcement. But the E36, bro, it's just, there's something about them. They're reliable as can be. I know a few people that go up to 200,000-300,000 miles. I'd 100% do an E36.
I think a lot of people hear about that. If you take care of the E36, is always the best, like, bang for your buck. Like, the maintenance isn't crazy. The parts is easy to find and not too expensive. But, yeah, that's all we have for today.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you, Bruno.
If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Comment, let Jade know if you got an E30 she's trying to sell. Add to his garage.
Actively looking.
Yeah. So, yeah, appreciate you.
Appreciate you, my brother. My bad.
It's all good. See you guys. I'll catch y'all on the next one.
Take care.